The teasers dropped, the fandom went silent. In an instant, the entire K-pop world was turned upside down. Welcome to Starscope K-Report.
Join us as we ride the Hallyu wave, uncovering the biggest K-pop comebacks, shocking industry controversies, and major K-drama updates. From internet-breaking rumors to historic chart milestones, we dive deep into the world of Korean entertainment.
So today, we are doing a deep dive into a phenomenon that, honestly, literally broke the internet. It completely redefined men's fashion. I'm talking, of course, about BTS's Jimin and the absolute viral explosion of his soft punk hair.
Oh my gosh, yes. The hair that stopped the world.
Right. But if you're listening to this and thinking, it's just a haircut, why is everyone freaking out? Then you are really missing the underlying economics of modern pop culture. Because in this deep dive, we're going to unpack the algorithm-shattering data behind the so-called Jimergency.
I still can't get over that name. It's so perfect.
It really is. And we're also going to reveal the intense, behind-the-scenes battle that he fought with his own agency just to keep this look. Plus, we'll decode exactly what the signals for the historic 2026 BTS post-hiatus reunion.
Okay, so to understand the sheer scale of this, we really have to start at the epicenter of the meltdown, which was the Dior Spring Summer 2026 men's collection show in Paris.
Right. And then there's the Summer 2027 collection, too.
Exactly. And, Jonathan Anderson was making his debut as creative director, which already carries immense gravity in the fashion world.
Oh, absolutely. That's a massive moment for Dior.
But the thing is, when Jimin stepped out of the car as a global ambassador, the actual runway collection kind of just became an afterthought. The digital tidal wave was so immediate and so overwhelming that MTV officially dubbed the phenomenon a Jimergency.
MTV actually coined it. That's insane. Yeah. And the aesthetics here are super fascinating because it wasn't just a generic long blonde hair look.
No, not at all.
According to reports from Star News and GQ, this was a highly specific, curated visual rebellion. So the core concept of Dior's collection was 18th century noble attire.
Right, so think heavy fabrics, intricate embroidery.
Yeah, very rigid historical silhouettes. And GQ pointed out that Jimin's hair fused that aristocratic rigidity with a profoundly modern, natural sensibility.
It really was a masterclass in visual balance. I mean, you had world-renowned hair expert Kirk Riley officially coining the term soft punk, specifically to describe this aesthetic.
Soft punk, I love that.
Me too. He explained that the style walks a very delicate tightrope, it has a soft, almost ethereal aura, but then the raw, untamed length gives it this bold, rebellious edge.
Yeah, and stylist Terlis Bonsorelli had a brilliant analysis on this too.
He did. She noted that if Jimin had worn a highly styled traditional K-pop haircut, the historical Dior outfit would have just looked like a theatrical costume.
Right, it would have looked like cosplay.
Exactly. The soft layers and natural movement of the soft punk hair anchored the high fashion. It made it look lived in and, authentic.
And that adaptability is exactly why Korean netizens are constantly throwing out nicknames for him, like Human Pantone and the Gwanggaedo palette.
Yes. The Gwanggaedo palette is such top-tier K-Net's humor.
It really is, because he has this uncanny, almost mechanical ability to just absorb any color and project it flawlessly. For this event, he was rocking a shade that Pantone literally calls Cloud Dancer. It's this beautiful, ethereal, white-silver tone.
It was so stunning.
But, okay, let's move from the aesthetics to the raw economics for a second, because I have the data here from the Bangtan Fans Report, which utilizes official launch metrics figures.
Oh, brace yourselves for this, guys.
Seriously, Jimin generated a jaw-dropping $33.8 million in media impact value, or MIV, from just one single post and his front-row appearance.
Just one post. And for anyone unfamiliar with how MIV works, it's not just like a vanity metric counting likes or retweets. Launch Metrics uses a highly sophisticated algorithm to assign a literal monetary value to engagement across all platforms.
Right, so it's actual money metrics.
Yeah, it calculates the reach of the post, the media rates, the quality of the content, the authority of platform.
Yeah.
So that $33.8 million isn't a theoretical number. It's the equivalent of Dior having to purchase tens of millions of dollars in primetime advertising slots.
Okay, but let me push back on that a little bit, though, because, wait, 33.8 million from one single post. I mean, I get that K-pop fandoms are highly engaged and incredibly organized online. We all know that.
Oh, definitely.
But how much of that MIV is just, inflated internet hype versus actual luxury consumers buying Dior bags? Like, does a messy blonde ponytail really move the needle on high fashion sales?
Oh, it absolutely moves the needle.
Yeah.
And that's the core misunderstanding traditional marketers have about the Hallyu wave. K-pop fans don't just trend hashtags, they convert.
Okay, fair point.
When Jimin wears a specific jacket or carries a specific bag, it sells out globally within hours, regardless of the price point. Dior knows this. That 33.8 million accounted for 18% of Dior's total, 188.5 million MIV for the entire Paris Fashion Week.
Wow, nearly a fifth of their total impact.
Yeah. Jimin single-handedly helped Dior completely obliterate Chanel's 94.8 million. And when you combine Jimin's impact with Blackpink's Jisoo, who pulled in over 30 million herself.
Wait, those two idols accounted for over a third of Dior's entire global impact.
Exactly. They aren't just brand ambassadors. They are the primary financial engine of the house.
That is wild. And honestly, it makes the behind-the-scenes drama so much more compelling. Because if Jimin is literally generating tens of millions of dollars in value just by showing up, you would think his agency would let him do whatever he wants,
I
right?
think so.
But what's crazy is that this iconic look almost didn't happen. Wait till you hear the behind-the-scenes battle Jimin fought with his own agency just to keep his hair long.
It's honestly such intense fandom lore. To understand why this was so controversial, we have to rewind to the origin of this era, January 29th, 2026.
The day everything changed.
Literally. The fandom had been waiting so patiently through the military hiatus. And then, out of nowhere, J-Hope drops a deeply intimate photo on Instagram. It's Jimin, sitting at this warm, softly lit wooden bar.
Yeah, and his hair, it was completely grown out.
Grown out well past his shoulders, ash to platinum blonde, tied in this messy ponytail. For the fandom, it was a deeply emotional moment. It was like the first real unguarded look at him as a civilian again. Fans instantly dubbed it the Jimpunzel era.
Jimpunzel. But then we have the industry controversy. Because according to a shocking report by Pop, a BGO music executive later revealed that behind closed doors, almost everyone at the company was against it.
Yeah, it's infuriating.
Like the styling staff, upper management, they were completely against the Jimpunzel look. They literally wanted to cut it off.
Which sounds completely insane to a casual observer. Like, why cut the hair that is literally printing money?
Yeah.
But if you look at the historical precedent of the K-pop industry, it unfortunately makes perfect sense. In the traditional factory system of K-pop, the agency relies on ironclad control over an idol's visuals. Like, the concept is law.
Oh, for sure. Every comeback is calculated months or even years in advance.
Exactly. The hair, the makeup, the outfits, they are all specifically engineered to match the music video's narrative and the album's branding. If an idol goes rogue and changes their visuals, executives view it as a massive financial liability because it might clash with a multi-million-dollar rollout plan.
So the agency is basically looking at the trainee rulebook and saying, this is unapproved, it's too messy, it doesn't fit the polished idol image. Yet Jimin, who is part of the Maknae line, the younger members of the group, he stood his ground against these corporate executives.
He really did. He staged a one-man visual rebellion. He refused to cut it. And the most emotional plot twist. During a live broadcast, Jimin admitted that his mother was one of the only people in his circle who actually supported him growing it out.
Wait, really? Just his mom?
Yeah. Everyone else was telling him it was a huge mistake.
Wow. And his intuition was completely validated because the fans didn't just passively consume the new look, they weaponized their creativity to market it. We have to talk about the Mochi Mane phenomenon.
Oh my God, yes. This is where we see the true power of a highly organized fandom. The netizens were so obsessed with this unstyled blonde ponytail that they created an incredibly high-quality viral parody ad.
For a fake shampoo.
Yes, for a fake hair care line called Mochi Mane Shampoo. Bollywood Life reported on this, and the video editing was flawless. It looked like a legitimate big-budget luxury commercial, complete with slow-motion hair flips and high-end typography.
But the genius of it isn't just the editing, it's the cryptography embedded in the video. Fans hid highly specific Easter eggs throughout the ad.
They're so smart.
Literally genius. If you look closely at the bottle in the video, the sizes are listed as 2.0 fluid ounces and 29 milliliters. Those aren't random numbers. They are direct references to track lengths and specific release dates on the upcoming ARIRANG album.
And the tagline of the face shampoo was, "This is how it all begins," which is a direct, leaked lyric from the ARIRANG lead single, Swim.
It perfectly illustrates how fandoms operate today. They aren't just listening to music, right? They are acting as digital
They
detectives.
really are. And the ultimate victory for the fans was when Jimin himself saw the parody video online. He left a comment underneath it with his signature Kiki laugh.
That is so classic Jimin.
Right. It was so organic and charming that even his own stylist, the very people who supposedly fought to cut his hair, they ended up sharing the fan video on their official Instagram stories.
Okay, I have an analogy for this. Think of the traditional music industry like a closed-source software company, like Apple. The agency tightly controls the product, locks down the code, and tells the consumer exactly how to use it.
Okay, I'm following.
But what modern K-pop fandoms are doing is basically open-source software development. If fans are out marketing the actual agencies with these viral edits, does this mean the traditional idol image is dead and authenticity is the new ultimate currency? The agency releases the base code, the idol, the teaser image, and the fans build the applications.
Oh, that's a brilliant way to frame it. The traditional trainee-to-idol pipeline relies on perfection and absolute control. But what Jimin did, defying the executives, rocking an unstyled ponytail, openly laughing at fan memes, that shows a profound level of artistic autonomy.
Exactly. They generate the memes, they decode the lore, they generate the 33 million in MIV.
Fans aren't buying a manufactured corporate product anymore. They are investing in the authenticity of Jimin the human being.
By the way, if you love staying updated on your favorites and uncovering these hidden fandom Easter eggs, make sure you're subscribed to Starscope K-Report. We've got even bigger scoops ahead.
And speaking of massive scoops, later in the deep dive, we'll talk about the historic stage BTS is about to share with two Western pop legends that nobody saw coming.
Yeah, that is going to be massive. But going back to Jimin, we are seeing him shatter traditional idol marketing. But a viral aesthetic only gets you so far, right?
True.
The real test of this newfound authenticity is whether it translates to the music charts and their actual comeback. Because this whole fashion explosion was essentially just the runway leading up to the most anticipated musical event of the decade, the massive 2026 BTS reunion.
Oh, I get chills just thinking about it. The military hiatus officially ended in 2025, but 2026 is the year they fully reclaim their throne. This isn't just a comeback. It is the absolute zenith of the Hallyu way. The anticipation is at a fever pitch.
Right.
We're talking about a group that didn't lose a single ounce of momentum while serving in the military. In fact, the scarcity just made the hunger grow exponentially.
And the chart statistics completely back that up. Let's look at the star ranking data. Jimin has ranked #1 as the top male idol for an unreal 222 consecutive weeks.
222 weeks? That's insane.
Right. Now, for context, the star ranking isn't just a passive Billboard chart where streams are counted in the background. It is a highly competitive, direct fan voting system. It requires active, daily dedication. Fans have to wake up every single day, log in, and actively vote for their bias.
Exactly. Maintaining that level of sustained loyalty for over 4 years is unheard of in any other music market. In just the latest poll, he pulled in 62,968 votes, easily beating out massive established stars like 2PM's Junho and even his own bandmate Jin.
And all that pent-up energy finally exploded when the ARIRANG World Tour kicked off. The tour lore surrounding his visuals has taken on a life of its own.
It really has.
It started with their comeback live performance at Gwanghwamun Square in Seoul. Jimin stepped onto the outdoor stage, the wind caught that long, soft punk hair, and the K-Nets instantly dubbed him the boy with the northern blue lion hair.
The boy with the northern blue lion hair. It sounds like the title of a fantasy epic.
It does, and the aesthetic kept evolving as the tour moved to the States. Like at the Las Vegas Allegiant Stadium show on May 23rd, he came out with his hair partially braided. Instantly, Jimin braids was trending #1 globally across X and TikTok.
I remember that night. It sparked thousands of challenge videos. It even crossed over into mainstream Latin American media.
Wait, really? Latin American media?
Yeah. Telemundo anchor Lourdes Steven actually did a full on-air tribute to the look while their song Who played in the background. It just proves that visual storytelling transcends language barriers entirely.
That is wild. But all of this tour hype, all of these viral fashion moments are really just building up to the main event. We are looking at a historic 2026 milestone.
Yes, the BTS Festa 2026, running from June 4th to 13th, celebrating their 13th anniversary. But this one carries massive emotional weight because it's the first Festa with OT7, all 7 members back together post-military.
OT7 is finally back.
And the phrase OT7 isn't just a hashtag. It's the core philosophy of the fandom. The idea that the group is only truly whole when everyone is present. BTS is rolling out the red carpet. New family portraits, brand new episodes of their variety show Run BTS, and the release of a highly anticipated sugar-produced track called Come Over.
Which industry insiders are already predicting that Come Over will achieve a perfect all-kill, right? Hitting #1 simultaneously on Melon, Genie, Bugs, and FLO charts in Korea. The fandom is going to be incredibly well fed.
Oh, they are feasting.
But there is one piece of news that represents the absolute peak of their global dominance. This is the mountaintop. BTS is officially set to co-headline the 2026 World Cup final halftime show.
It still doesn't feel real.
And they aren't doing it alone. They will be sharing the stage with pop royalty Madonna and Shakira.
The scale of that is almost hard to comprehend.
Yep.
I mean, the Super Bowl gets around 120 million viewers. The World Cup final is broadcast to over 1.5 billion people across the planet.
1.5 billion.
Yeah. And sharing a stage with Madonna and Shakira is profoundly symbolic. Those two represent the old guard of global pop dominance. And placing BTS right alongside them solidifies them not just as K-pop leaders, but as undisputed global music legends.
Let me synthesize this whole narrative because there is a beautiful logical through line connecting all of these events. Jimin's long, untamed soft punk hair isn't just a fashion statement. It is a physical metaphor representing BTS's current status in 2026. They aren't just following the grueling, highly controlled K-pop trainee rulebook anymore. They've outgrown it. They've transcended the factory system. They are dictating global luxury trends, bending the will of their own corporate agency, and headlining the most watched sporting event in human history. They are finally free.
The hair is the perfect physical manifestation of their liberation. They are no longer trying to fit into the corporate mold. They are actively reshaping the mold. Which actually brings up a really provocative paradigm shift to consider as we wrap up this deep dive.
Let's hear it.
Well, we've spent decades watching Western culture influence K-pop. You know, the styling, the hip-hop production elements, the marketing, it all originated in the West. But look at where we are today.
Right.
You look at Jimin single-handedly driving $33.8 million of Dior's success, outperforming traditional Western marketing campaigns. You look at BTS headlining the World Cup final. We have to ask, are we now living in an era where K-pop is entirely dictating Western pop culture and luxury markets?
That's a fascinating thought.
Like, will Western artists soon have to adapt to K-pop's rules, releasing multiple photocard variants, building intense lore, hiding Easter eggs in their music videos just to survive in the industry?
That is a massive question for you to ponder. If you want to dominate global culture in 2026, you can't just release a song anymore, you know? You have to build an entire universe. So hit that subscribe button so you never miss a KT update.
We will definitely be tracking how this global shift plays out, especially with that historic World Cup performance on the horizon.
You've been listening to Starscope K Report, where Eric and Minji bring you the stories shaping K-pop, K-dramas, and the global Hallyu wave. Thanks for tuning in, and don't forget to subscribe for more stories that keep the stars shining.